This is Michaela.
And this is Peter.
And we're going to be playing Kona.
Yes, let's muck around and talk and actually, let's just get started. Play. Let's save right here.
Carl Faubert sought information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in Montreal. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done.
So we've got throttle, brake reverse, and I think that was steering.
Yes, left stick.
Let's cross these tracks.
Didn't stay on there too long. Oh, he puts his arm.
They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually, the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it.
Sounds obnoxious. Do 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 do.
Like the leaves blowing across the path. That's quite nice.
Very pretty.
When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off. But it was also customary to ignore those signs entirely and drive there anyway.
So we're at the rest stop.
How often does a road need to be closed to require 2 picnic tables at its gate? There's the other one. I'm assuming it doesn't have a...
Doesn't have floating text. Does it set the scene very quickly? 1970s, Quebec, Canada. We're a private investigator. Let's do the investigating.
There's a map.
Yeah, very lakey.
We actually start with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe not zoom in that much. It's the same map. Slightly different colour.
Is that a flyer?
About Manistan.
Flyer, Manistan. It will be good.
Flippin' better be.
Or Il Fera Bon Vive. Excuse us butchering all the French in this, by the way.
Flyer, northern Quebec and its inexhaustible resources. The province of Quebec sits on an inexhaustible abundance of natural resources. Why not take advantage of this? Our valuable minerals could travel the world and reach places as far as Dallas, USA. Usually you come up with more than one example when you say that. Get involved and invest now. Quebec's economic might will be awakened. At the heart of the wilderness, the north is swarming with wolves, caribous, bears, partridges, foxes, snowy owls, and hordes of other majestic creatures that are every bit the equals of Africa's wildlife. We are the Africa of America. Come, discover the north, and experience a genuine white jungle.
And then the country of Manistan and its people wish to see you very soon. It's vaguely threatening. Yeah. And yes, you can see all the extra French there.
Yes, for opportunities for employment in the region or future projects, address. Future projects. Okay. Addressing your questions, these two. WH Northern, blah blah blah. So WH, that'll be William, what's his face?
Yeah.
Oh,
William
actually...
Hamilton.
I think I went through all that. Page 2.
Yeah, that's it. Whereas I always find it interesting that they refer to it as America because they mean the continent of America. rather than the country.
Yes.
Because it is the
United States of
Americas.
America. But of course, when we talk about things being American, generally speaking, we're talking about the country.
An empty bottle?
I mean, technically, it's not even America, the continent. It's North America and South America. Together, they fight, and together they're called the Americas. Oh, I like these.
Yeah. Carved faces. Not sure if it would be appropriate or not to call them totems. I'm not very knowledgeable.
Emperor Duplessis, in spite of his conservative agenda, did a good job in colonizing the rural north, which helped to re-establish the region as an integral part of the province of Quebec. The blue fleur-de-lis could be seen fluttering in the wind here and there, taunting the red Canadian flags on the other side of the province's boundaries.
Oh, red versus blue. And we've got in here some fire starters.
Twisted instigators and a pincer.
And yeah, he says Quebec or Quebec. I don't think I could quite say it as he says it quite so naturally. Because I think there are a couple of road signs.
Never in his life had Carl thought he would one day drive further north than Chibougamau.
Chibougamau.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the names are wonderful. I'm assuming they're First Peoples.
Chevrolet. That might be French.
Is it?
The name, yes.
Is it? Oh, okay.
The company's a North American company.
Ah, I wasn't sure.
Carl was meeting his client in a store near this area. He was on the right track.
Oh, he's not giving us that one for free. I think it's a lake, though.
Hamilton never mentioned a road-blocking barrier. Why was it needed here in the back of Beyond? That would, however, be a mystery for another day. Carl had waited long enough for someone to come and raise it. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to business.
The business of investigating. My God, your car is loud.
Yeah.
William Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here.
I didn't quite like that style of car where the front seat is just like a massive sofa.
The local populace was divided when it came to the affluent man. Some saw a wealthy philanthropist dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him. Hamilton had recently acquired a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another.
No, it's just rubbish.
So far, only the industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target would become the man himself.
Was that the radio cutting out?
Carl needed to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care.
And so begins Kona.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold. The driver had taken off. It was still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance. Carl needed help. It was a small, locked box engraved with the letters W.H. Carl thought about taking it. Nothing was to be left to chance. Such heart-wrenching Nordic poetry that was. But Carl didn't care much about flowery language.
Photo backside. Isabel gave meaning to everything. When you disappeared, so did purity. I would defend purity against the winds, the tides, against ice and blizzard, and other gaming companies. When under stress, Carl is less accurate and runs shorter distances. I got my map out.
I don't know, I assume you pressed the button. First aid kit. First aid kit served to heal Carl, I think that must have said.
Tend wounds.
Yeah,
what
we've
I thought
got
it said.
various status levels of health, temperature, and I guess our mental fortitude?
Well, they go up with cigarettes, so yeah.
Or can we just heal ourselves here? Yes.
This deep in the country, his last hope was to find an abandoned garage or a farm by the roadside. His life depended on it.
Interesting pronunciation of garage. Garage.
Garage.
It's a French word. South Atamapec.
The cold was burning Carl. He would not hold up much longer. He had to warm himself.
There we go. Not sure that counts. I don't think it does.
No, I don't think it does.
Even better than he had hoped. Carl Faubert had succeeded once more and was now on his way to new adventures.
Yeah, we got some chains there. Matches fire starter.
Ah,
We can start a fire, but we are missing one ingredient.
no, I think they're outside. Yeah.
Delicious logs. Oh, we can take more than one
Let's take 4.
and get ourselves feeling a bit better.
Is that
Yeah.
just what we needed? Yeah.
Yes, it says fires also saved the game.
So that doesn't restore our mental faculties fully. That we need cigarettes, apparently.
Apparently, I suppose it is the 70s. Oh, Simmons, did you want to read some of the journal entries we've been unlocking?
Ah, yeah, we can do.
Now that we're somewhere safe.
Carl, ever diligent in his work, always carried his log on him, in which he scribbled down thoughts and leads alike during the course of his investigations.
And we have put the game on once before to sort of figure out how it all works. And the book system was not obvious.
Yes, we have 3 cases here and we can actually select them and go to the sections.
Yeah.
Rather than flipping through the pages, which is what we started doing initially. So, investigation, a case of vandalism, meeting at the general store tomorrow, 11 AM. Although, I'm not sure what time it's supposed to be now, because when we were knocked unconscious in the car, it wasn't snowing.
No, it's like I suspect you're supposed to assume hours have passed, but he never looks at a clock.
No, and it says the mansion was vandalised. We have the crash, and we have a cold mystery, where it says the weather is crazy here, an error margin of 30 Fahrenheit, which is like, in Celsius, that could be as much as half a wild boar. Right. Oops.
Oh,
We've
got a torch as well.
We do have a torch, we're using the torch as well. Right, so yeah, we can go to those cases, or we can just flip through to look at the biography.
Yeah, so this is the first, Carl Faubert, who is a man from Montreal. He's 42 years old and a private detective.
He's quite an artist, actually. I'm a private detective. It pays the bills along with my veteran's pension for my time and career. Usually I'm hired to track unfaithful husbands, but divorces are expensive, so infidelities are scarce these days. William Hamilton hired me. He had a check and many promises, and I really wanted to leave Montreal. And Lake Amatupek is the perfect place to get away. When you want to leave, you leave. And this is William J. Hamilton, who was male from Chicago, age 55, and he's a businessman.
Rich industrialist, much hated and much loved. Anything that isn't his in the Manistan region he wants. Buying is his only power. Hamilton has complained time and time again of being persecuted. Sometimes he'll say it's the people of Lake Atamapek, sometimes the Cree people. Some would say he deserves it. When you exploit people, the least you can do is stay away from them. I think that's all the profiles we have.
Yeah.
Room for at least 8 more.
There's also photos, but yes, we can also just go to the investigation. And we can see a case of vandalism. Son of a wealthy Chicago banker, Hamilton made his own gold rush in the north of Quebec, where he established a copper mine and helped his family's small fortune thrive. And there's the Manistan Nord in 1968 there.
You can't make a fortune without breaking a few lives. That's the saying Hamilton lives by. The expansion of his copper mines certainly did not help him make new friends. Should I do this one too?
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton is accusing the Cree people of attacking his estate, especially his luxurious hunting lodge somewhere north of Shibougamau. Yet another way to make friends.
And there's a photo there of the
Protest.
Yeah. The Cree certainly do not hold him dear. His mind's probably upset the Great Spirit. This vandalism case is definitely for me. It needs the eye of a professional. I'm meeting Hamilton at the general store, 1339 Lorang. And there you can see it there.
1553.
Magazine General.
And yeah, that's will be on our map.
It has accents, so it is General rather than General.
And then there's room for an update as we go on in this case.
Oops. It's because I'm pressing right to go forward a page. That's not how you do it. You go right on the stick instead. So the crash.
This is the crash for the first half. An accident. I haven't been this shaken up since Korea. Abandoned car. Who was the driver in the other car? Whoever it was, they don't have a snowball's chance in hell if they intend to continue on foot. Besides, why did they leave so suddenly?
Nice little bit of poetry on the back of a beautiful face. That reckless driver was also a melancholic. An iron locked box with WSH written on it. I'm assuming Hamilton, William Hamilton. A locked box, would it be wrong to look inside? Surely I would find some clue as to who that reckless driver was. I'd still need to find the key though.
And then we've got a cold mystery 1 out of 4. Where is all this snow coming from? They say the fall is an unpredictable season, but this is something else.
Ellipsis.
And lots of room for photos. And yes, we have a little radial menu with a map and a torch in our journal.
That one?
No, the one that comes up, the
That's
other
not
one.
a radial menu.
I would still say it is.
Radial. Documents. Oh, so we can just look at this stuff whenever we want to. Cool. I just keep on bringing up my map. Anywho, we're probably fine.
We can start another fire
seems a
if
bit
we want.
unnecessary,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And yeah, there's another watchtower here. Next to a little bit of water.
It's snowing its butts off.
I know.
Yeah, let's have a look up here. Big fat nothing.
Yeah, nothing to pick up, just the view and the louder howling wind. Feels very brave to build towers in this sort of weather.
Well, it probably wasn't like this when they built it. Get these chains on. And let's go off to new adventures. Looks like I only have to put one down.
Yeah. And we can deposit or withdraw.
Oh, we had a fire starter there. So they're quite heavy. 30 Polaroids, 11 matches, 5 cigarettes. Okay.
But yeah, let's drive away.
Oh god, not so fast, I can't see.
It does actually look very dangerous.
And we're going to go straight to the general store because we get nagged if we don't. Jeez, I cannot see. Well, it clears up a little bit if you keep going.
Oh, there's a sign.
Spread out on a few acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes. The Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry.
The radio's conking out again a little.
The truck was running on fumes. Good thing that the general store was close by.
Yeah, we passed some houses there.
Yeah.
The general store. We made it safe.
Can't think why your truck keeps running out. Is it because you keep leaving it like the power on all the time? Right. Oh.
Gilles Lachance owned the general store. That is, before Hamilton got his hands on it.
La chance. Yeah, there's lots of inspects.
That sounds familiar.
Monks wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store.
Sweet nectar, really.
The milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit.
Pasteurized milk, I think that says there.
Yep.
Cool.
Something fell to the bottom of the box.
Oh, okay.
But we cannot unlock it.
No.
Yeah, I can hear music. I don't know if that's just our car. There's lots of little signs all over.
Yeah. Pint of milk. Got any sense? Cigarettes. Syrup deliverable. TV. Yes, and that says milk fresh pasteurized.
Cool.
Kona cola.
That's cute.
Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer. He had been killed. There was no need to be a detective to figure that out. But only a detective could have noticed that the killer had to have been very close, that the fatal blow had been given before the victim even realized.
Jeez. We're just gonna casually take a picture, apparently.
Why is it casually?
Feels a bit odd, but I suppose if we assume we're the only ones around. Poor guy.
Down? Ha! Did it right.
Carl felt a chill down his spine and had a terrifying realization. If Hamilton was dead, then who was going to pay him?
Charming.
That's terrible. Shut this door. Doesn't really help with the noise.
No.
What could be inside that envelope? Carl was taken aback. He knew this address. It was said to be the address of the P.O. box for the Canadian Secret Service.
Interesting. It's a torn envelope from Mr. John Vall, Montreal. It's information, Ottawa address.
Which isn't Montreal at all. The place is a mess. It certainly is. I'm not in the mood to drink maple syrup.
You call yourself a Canadian. Mysterious, unbranded cans.
Oh, there's a better look at it.
Some of that lovely Kona cola there. It gives infants gout. Canada.
Oh!
An explosion suddenly occurred outside.
Oh, golly.
Maintaining his composure, Carl recalled something from his military training. Wolves always stay away from populated areas. Wait, was it about bears?
It's a pretty important distinction. Yes, there's also terrifying glowing things.
Carl was used to strange phenomena, but a chunk of ice like this, as if an iceberg came out of the ground, that was a first.
It's also glowing on his feet. And other feet. What?
Prints? Carl found a surprise at every turn. Was the camera faulty, or was there a possible lead?
Makes it look like the wolves came out of that ice, but I suspect that's not the case. Footprints? Oh.
Torn paper.
Hate was in the air. Seems like some villagers barely tolerated each other.
Let it be known you're nothing more than a brigand, a robber, a garbage hoarder, a viper, a leech, a monster. You're holding a knife at my throat. Too bad for me, but... And yes, I think we can see it's to Hamilton? Yeah, they were just rummaging around in the rubbish. A fixed generator.
Carl was no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw one.
Turned off. Generator.
So it was connected to the power line, but there was an explosion.
Okay. Maybe one of the masts fell. I don't know.
I thought the explosion was just something being knocked over, but or the electricity going off. Maybe it was just the electricity going off. We can but hope. Yeah, I got a journal thing. Oh, I should come further into here. I don't know if this location's a warm location or not. I mean, it's not going down, so it must be, right? Yeah, it said updated this. That's me pressing right instead of, yeah. Hamilton's murder is new. That's my luck. My client is dead, everything's going wrong.
Secret Service address. An envelope torn open addressed to the Secret Service, if I remember correctly. This whole thing is more intricate than it seems.
When you find death threats and the person threatened is found dead, one could say the safe case solves itself, only a shame the note isn't signed.
Does it update the profiles? Yeah. Doesn't look like it. Yeah.
I was wondering if it would say deceased.
Mm-hmm. Also, let's check the cold one, yeah. Yes, I just filled that in a bit more too.
Where is all the snow coming from? They say the fall is an unpredictable season, but this is something else. I saw some very weird ice earlier that seemed to be lit up from within. I've never seen anything like it.
Caribou footprints. I don't know the chemical process in which pictures reveal invisible prints. I have to say, it looks entirely supernatural. So yes, we'll have to just keep tracking each section for updates.
That's the one. I'll check all this when I've got the power back on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fire starters. Oh, you can look at that, yeah. Didn't even travel half the province of Quebec to come here.
Same prompt from different angle. No thanks, I ate too many of these in Korea. It's beef jerky.
All manner of dried goods, yeah. A broken clock, how convenient. Is it supposed to be tobacco?
I don't know. Maybe.
Ah. Duct tape?
Ooh. Trying to get them.
Matches. Another note, we could
I'll read
leave
that
that.
later.
Ah, a garage key.
That later as well. And this later. Let's just... I want to get the power back on.
Yeah.
I suspect that what I need is in the garage.
Well, because I think duct tape was one of the items for the fixing.
Yeah.
Because we looked at it briefly.
Carl was no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw one.
It's like a deck chair. Seems inappropriate.
Yeah. It's just, we found useful things in bins, so probably just keep searching them.
I wonder if it's like a random chance thing or not. Okay.
It's dark. Cleanest spot in the area.
The crowbar was stuck under the lift. Notwithstanding Carl's imposing stature, car lifting wasn't part of his skill set yet.
Yet?
Right, nothing. What is that?
Hardware.
Pliers.
What we need, basically. I'll come back. Get this generator on.
It's amazing how long this running on fumes is still powering your car.
Yeah.
It seems a bit superfluous when you can just walk around the back.
Oh, cool. It all worked.
Okay. From generator. Can we read that?
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. There's a partner with gills there. Gilles, I should say. Anyway. So, we turn off the store, which brings on the emergency light. And we turn on the garage, even though it was already on. So we shouldn't need this anymore for the other room. And yeah, I'm barely losing any cold, sort of rushing from one to the other.
Oh, we've got a floor light on. Ah, lovely.
I presume the floor light's just so you notice.
Yeah.
Crowbar was stuck under the lift. Notwithstanding Carl's imposing stature, car lifting wasn't part of his skill set yet.
At least we know it's fragile. Cute.
Ah.
Oh, can you read the license plate?
It's from the Bell province and it's ho ho ho.
Very cute.
At long last, the crowbar was within Carl's grasp. Surely it would come in handy at some point.
Got what's that guy from Half-Life?
Gordon Freeman?
Got a Gordon Freeman it up.
He's not a prisoner. Right.
And yeah, you should be able to swap these around. The bottom one's the garage.
Boop. Boop.
Oh, we should be able to look around. You might need to turn the lights on, yeah.
There's a switch over here.
No thanks. Oh, go on.
No thanks, I prefer my beer cold.
Can't imagine it's very warm. What does that say? Move ladder. First aid kit. And now we can turn on the pump.
The snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone. Carl knew that Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see.
So it's a note from Gilles. You know what, Hamilton? I have a frog in my throat, and when people have a frog in their throat, they do not take risks by going to work. Customers could catch it, right? I'm a wise man. Not to worry, I will have a nice doctor's note which I'm going out to get right now. Sadly, in the meantime, I'll have to close down the shop, unless you would like to come fill in for me. I wouldn't dare advise you, after all. You must know how it's done, since it's yours now. With kind regards, your dedicated manager, Jill.
Can I see the letter itself?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if it's the same handwriting as the other one.
What, the threat? I don't think it is.
It's also like,
That looks exactly the same as our writing.
I think he'd just fire him if he was so insubordinate, but... Yeah, there was more stuff in drawers, I think. Oh. It's one of those. Oh, sale on the right, yeah. That's
how you
the
open them.
ticket. Some Canada money.
And a key.
Post
Over the
key,
post.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can open those 3 drawers. There was a note in that drawer there.
We don't take the money either, which is quite honest.
Yeah.
According to that log, it seemed like the whole village owed some money to the general store. Carl was far more interested in the bunch of nearby addresses he had just gotten his hands on, though.
And yes, this is customer credit. But mostly, yes, it's giving us names and addresses. Is there a chance on there? So the guy who worked for the store didn't owe them any money.
What?
Gilles Lachance doesn't
No,
have...
they owe him money.
I suppose, yeah.
Why would he put himself on a customer credit list? He's not a customer. He owns the
He
store.
could be a customer. He's just the manager, that's what I mean.
Well, he used to own the store. Until the guy bought it.
Yeah, there's lots of scribbling and circling and notes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was everything in those. Yeah.
Ah. Secret sherry wine.
Yeah. And there was some notes on the left-hand side of the building, but we could also check out the post box if you want. Yeah, on that desk there. Maxim House Coffee Cafe. Drink the whole pot. Yeah, it's the same
Map of the
map.
region. Secretary wouldn't be luxurioneer. Phew, he seemed to say. Read flyer. To open the cash register, punch the price, 2 numbers minimum, press sale, turn the crank 2 times, punch the machine if it doesn't work.
I don't think that's what we did. Yes, I think that's the same flyer that we've already read.
Nope.
Oh, Klondike. Oh,
It's going to go back because it's different. The Klondike Quebec.
fancy.
Quebec's Klondike.
Quebec's Klondike. Northern Quebec's economy is booming. The north of Chibougamau's area's population will soon reach 30,000 souls, among which thousands of happy families will be prospering thanks to the hard labor of their fathers, who will be contributing valiantly to expanding Quebec's national wealth. Mines and hydroelectricity, hunting and fishing, the true Canadian dream. Turn it into your reality now.
The mines, a sector in full expansion. Did you know that since 1960 Canada tripled the number of resource royalties it collects? Did you know that the country's true source of richness is lying under your very feet at this very moment? The building of our schools and our hospitals depends on minerals, exploiting our resources, the road to our future.
Oh, can we go and look at the pictures in there, sorry, as well?
Yeah, sure.
And sort of forest pictures and a mine.
A mine! The country of Manistan and its people wish to see you. Ah, very soon.
Yeah, I think it's all the same. Yes, it's a William Hamilton Northern Quebec Mines sort of advertising. And I think you can investigate that thing there, yeah.
The general store also serves as a post office for the locals. I can look at all these.
Jumping from that height was akin to tempting death. Perhaps that man on the snowmobile had seen enough of this world already.
Jesus.
A nice picture of the Magasin Lachance store, seemingly taken the day it was first opened. It feels frozen in time, from an era long forgotten. Amateur hunters showing some pride at having killed a nice pelted beast. With men like this roaming the area, wolves would become extinct within 10 years, Carl thought.
Jeez, Carl. Oh, to your bottom right? Oh, I thought that was flashing on the ground.
I think it's just smashed things off the vent.
I guess.
Oh, I can't hit that.
Do you want to check out the post box then?
Ah, yeah.
The murder weapon.
A revolver. There's a gun inside. It looked like there was something else too, or are you going to leave it?
Something else?
I thought there was something else in there.
What, in here?
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
What was Zach doing there, Carl wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key. Shame he got unlucky. Everything made sense now. Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock everything up and send the key to his correspondent, who would receive the box later on. Clever, but not enough. That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy.
Oh, we're getting away from the car. That's fair enough.
Oh. A letter from Hamilton. It is as a citizen of Her Majesty and the free economic chambers of the world that I must address what follows to the proper authorities. The worst is happening at this very moment. I cannot write at length, but I am requesting immediate help from my country. I believe the free world is in grave danger. A member of my community, the Honourable...
And then he gets cut off. Yeah, can you see anything in the letter? So he hid a letter in the post box, in a lockbox, but put the key in the post box.
So who was the person in the car? Was that him?
No, it would have been whoever killed him and was fleeing, and I presume they were fleeing in Hamilton's car.
Anyway, we can fill her up.
Carl knew straight away where to find the infuriated Gilles Lachance. Any good investigation would have to start there.
Okay, it's giving us some direction. Yeah, I'm thinking if you look at your map. Ah, we've got lots of updated
He's written
notes.
the names of the people.
All the customers. So the chance is just down the road. Oh, through the back of the general store, I guess, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can just walk there. I've been meaning to follow those caribou footprints anyway.
Oh, yeah. They went, yeah, that way. Looks like there's a little outhouse over there, but then it'll tell you where you are on the map too, I think. But it doesn't expect you to be a master of orienteering.
Is that a stab at Colette?
No. I liked Colette. I think I can see blue in the distance over there, yeah. Eastern Tamapek.
Carl was beginning to know the store and its surroundings like the back of his hand. The Seeker had saw it.
Not going, it goes to Badar.
Yeah, I think it was the path facing the other way, because there was another path back by the general store.
Because I don't want to follow that unless...
I don't know, I think that's still interesting. Whichever. But yeah, there was a path like that way that cut across. You'll be able to see the gap on the fence. Yeah, it's sort of coming this way. I presume the guy just walked down here to work. Oh, is that where the footprints came from? Ooh.
Probably getting off track, I'm just curious what's over here. It's just a bridge, like a little bridge.
I thought it was like a lookout point.
Is that what I saw?
Oh, that looks like a crashed car.
Yeah, that's like right on the edge.
Maybe go alongside it, yeah, to the left.
Doesn't want to let me.
Doesn't not want to let you. Can you still click interact?
No, not close enough. Don't think we have a jump. I'll shut my mouth.
What does that box say?
Dunno. Not really that
It was
legible.
so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Carl, it's been 5 seconds. Chill. Oh, you are chilling.
So I was going to ask, are you going to take any photos of like random things or?
I might do. This doesn't lead to where I want to go either.
No. It was the path back down there. There were also the wolf footprints that went in another direction.
It just seems to be loads of wolf footprints. I'm not sure I can really... Oh, wow.
It's another fallen over tree.
Yeah. By the roots.
Yeah, because I think you just want to go hard left here. Oh, is it not? Is it just that? Like
It's
forward?
kind of the way I'm going. I don't even think I need to be over the river.
Does it have the river on the map?
I say river, stream. Sort of.
Yeah, I think that's the blue line there, yeah. So yes, you're on the right pub track. Maybe we should have just driven back up the road, I'm not sure now.
I have my heat. Yeah, I am getting quite cold.
Been outside for a fair while, to be fair. wolves, yeah. Jeez. Dogs would totally run away at this point.
They would, wouldn't they?
Also, you think someone who'd served in Korea wouldn't have terrible aim.
Carl never thought he would be dancing with the wolves.
Did the other one run off?
Yes. Jeez, that was unexpected.
That wasn't what I wanted to do, to be honest. It's like I was trying to shoot them, but it seemed to like not really work. I'm not sure what was going on. If that was just me not being very good, or... That was smoke.
Carl, like many of his contemporaries, felt like he had more trouble breathing when he wasn't smoking. Cigarette was his own personal breathing assistant.
Maybe we want to get where we're going a bit quicker.
Sorry, yeah.
The cold was burning Carl. He would not hold up much longer. He had to warm himself.
I kind of thought they would run off if I approached, to be honest. I was quite surprised that they just went, oh, we're going to attack you? Okay, like we're right on top of it? Up here?
Might be the other side of this hill. Ah, I can see fence. Can you not get up there?
No. But lesson learned, take the car.
Lachance's house. Yes, that was a little bit more awkward than I feel it should have been.
Okay, let's get inside.
The air was freezing, right down to the bone.
Not what I was expecting.
I take it you can't put the light on. Oof.
Was that the Lord Almighty's doing? A huge block of unnatural, glowy ice had swallowed that poor woman's body. What sort of supernatural force could have conjured this?
Good clock sound. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, we don't have stats.
I don't think we have stats anymore, yeah.
Okay, well, let's look around.
I think I saw something glowing there for a sec.
Oh, a handprint on the door, yes. We'll just go directly for it.
Yeah, it's like you had an inspect on the table earlier and it's just gone.
Something was hidden under the stairs.
It wants me to go up the stairs as well.
Bertrand Lachance, 1948. It's just the fire, yeah.
The man grabbed his rifle. Carl felt a sense of dread in him.
There is nothing useful here.
Perhaps their spousal relationship had been cooling down lately. It seemed like secrecy was commonplace in this house. Carl felt the cold slowly dissipate and was brought back to reality. Giselle was now only ice, and all that was left of her voice was a diary. She confided in this diary, amongst other things, the tragic story of a young woman, a victim. Was this what she was hiding?
Giselle's diary, page 1, September. Mother once told me, when I first met Gilles, that I hadn't picked the brightest bulb of the lot, and as the years fly by, I'm seeing the truth of her words. Always trust your mother's wisdom. That blackmailing scheme is a prime example of Gilles' brightness. He's like a small dog. He thinks he's bigger than he actually is. He growls, genuinely thinking he's scary, but everyone knows he can be pushed aside with just a little kick. He truly believes he can blackmail Hamilton, the big boss himself. It's going to be a long time in hell before my poor Gilles can manage to pull off such a feat. After all, Hamilton's a rich, learned, and influential man. Not only is that blackmailing idea bad to begin with, let's be honest, Gilles is way out of his league, but Gilles doesn't even know how he's actually going to carry this out. I don't even think he ever would. He's just throwing random threats out loud in the kitchen. He says he'll do it eventually, but I know better. Successful blackmailing requires masterful cunning, and Gilles is master of nothing. He is a slave, and forever will be. I often look at that safe he keeps hidden in the fake wall, in which he stores all these incriminating documents he intends to use, and I just can't come to grips with the sheer ridiculousn's of the whole thing.
It is true that Hamilton would still have to figure out the combination of the safe where everything is hidden. Only problem is, Gilles himself tends to forget the combination. He has a trick to help him remember. His father's first initial followed by 3 numbers I had to engrave behind his pendant. Who could possibly have a hard time remembering 3 simple numbers but my Gilles? October. Gilles has trouble sleeping. He will flail his arms and legs in his sleep. I told him this blackmail business would be hard on him, but that's the problem with idiots. They always think they're the smartest person around, no matter how hard you try to shake them. Hamilton will find out, and then we're done for. We'll have to move to Val d'Or and live with the small fry. I'm shaking as I'm writing this. I cannot believe I have taken part in this tragedy. I haven't done anything. Why do I feel so guilty? Poor girl. She was so young. That's a bit disturbing.
No page 3?
No.
Fair enough.
That's probably a good place to leave it for now.
Yeah. We'll see you again next time.